We're doing the little that we can with the resources that we have, but I think you've got an incredible team of people here that have passion, that are doing it on the ground. One of the challenges we have in South Africa is for people that just talk about what should be happening. But what you've got here are doers who can prove that they've done it.
And this is for me for the first time to actually be, a part of a movement such as this one, where there's a lot of potential for what we've been doing for the farmers as well as for our own businesses.
It is a great environment to learn so that we can make a difference in the country.
Anything we can do for future farming and anything that we can do around technologies, around water, around seeds, around anything regeneration, increasing biodiversity, that is exactly what this gathering is about and being in the Alliance.
No, I've learned that if you have structures that actually work within the community, whether it's a cluster or not, you should be able to add value to something bigger as opposed to, you know the saying, together we stand, divided we fall.
Yeah.
So we find ways to make sure that there's actually a unity that works within the community. It could actually add a lot more to our goals as an alliance, and make sure that our food security is actually secured.
Yeah.
And there's more jobs created, as well as less food loss, because we'll provide what's required by these people within the communities.
We connect SMEs to what we call the 3 Cs. That is capital, and I heard a lot of people talking about capital today, the need for money. Customers, you call them off-takers, we call them customers. And third, community. Community, very similar to the community that you've got today. And this is a great step forward in terms of trying to meet the needs you've got.
Yeah, so we look at a specific type of product or crop, and then we will identify areas where people can grow it. And we will then identify suitable growers through an assessment process. We will capacitate them, we will train them to grow the crop. And then once they have been trained, we will also have an incubation team that will assist them to establish the crops and then follow up with them, market logistics, coordination, making sure that they use the right inputs and making sure they follow the production protocols. And then they will get a benchmark yield.
This is about fundamentally how do like-minded people come together to build an industry that's sustainable and going to develop and create the opportunities that come downstream. So for me, it was about representing Unilever, but it was really about how do we bring equity in the value chain.
Understanding of the business itself is still a very serious gap in most of the farmers. So whatever we do, I support the narrative that says let us look at the whole thing holistically, because we do have hundreds of small farmers out there with offtake in their hands, and they're not able to deliver because they don't have all the resources.
Through this experience, and Eli and IKH be part of it, it's a learning thing for us, and I believe we can also impact other young people as well, and make sure that Agritech plays a huge role when it comes to alliances such as we are in this environment, in this table.
And proving that agriculture is not just about food, but about empowering people with the creative skills and building supply chains.
So the potential is huge. We're still at the start of this journey, but we're actually at quite an important inflection point. But I think an important takeaway from this is we set up the Alliance to be a business-led platform. We all buy into the ambitions of the Alliance. We're sharing this ambition jointly as the members of the Alliance. We need to share these challenges jointly. So it's putting that on the table, how can we find solutions together to these challenges to really unlock the potential of the Alliance and grow it into what it can be.
So how can we be more inclusive? How can we practice and have knowledge sharing around making sure we're introducing women, youth, really encouraging a shift, but an open invitation into what was normally closed commercial supply chains is we are the welcoming club.
I found the Alliance to be very robust and open to looking at different ways of doing things, and very interested in helping the farmer as well as the aggregators. So very inspired by the thought process, and particularly by the review that was done. It shows that they are accountable which means that they will be open to future engagements.
We are well aligned within this alliance with my company and the work we've been doing. So we're very grateful, and from our end to actually join hands with people like the alliance.